music.
Where's Highball?
I'm here.
Welcome, everybody, to Name This Podcast, Episode 9. We've almost made it. We've almost made it, gentlemen, to the retirement point. How's it going, Spike? How's it going, Highball?
Wait. What's the retirement point?
10. That's it.
10 and done?
Yes. 10 and done.
2 months and 2 weeks is the official retirement cutoff.
Okay,
Nice.
maybe 12. Maybe 12.
Got
I
it.
say 20. I say 20. If we don't start seeing any profit or feedback in 20 episodes, then we're done.
We're gonna go years and not see profit. Just got spoiler alert.
How many weeks in a year? 52. So we gotta get that. We gotta do 52 of these.
Gentlemen, as you can see over there, I've made a lot of progress on our dock set.
Well, it doesn't matter because
Spoiler
we're going to
alert.
Extinction next week.
Oh, Extinction. Yes, I believe that it comes out. Highball, is it Tuesday or Friday that Extinction comes out?
13th. The 13th.
So that's Tuesday. So Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, this will not look so bright and pretty anymore. It's going to look mostly doom and gloom, and we're going to have a studio on a public server. Maybe we can troll people for fun.
And let's hope that it's not called Extinction because it stinks.
Oh, man, no, they've been working on it. Man, they've been working on it. I'm excited for it. I've seen a little bit of it. I've spoiled myself. Segway! No, I've seen a little bit of it. I spoiled a little bit for myself. And it looks beautiful. Have you guys seen any of it?
Yeah, I watched it. It looked pretty good. I couldn't quite get the setting. So is the setting mostly just the same as like all the maps together?
It looks
seemed
like
a little bit of desert, a little bit of underground, a little bit of this.
it looked
So-
like the first map with like a ton of biomes. Like most maps are like, oh, like this. It's an island. There's a snowy part and there's some volcanoes, but that map looks like it's just you completely transition to just all sorts of areas. It's supposed to be lore-wise, from what I get. Like, this is the dinosaurs trying to survive extinction. This is them trying to adapt. And they're doing it kind of biologically and cybernetically. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand the whole story, but then again, people are hoping this next map fills in some of the plot holes.
You're a plot hole.
Oh.
Oh,
Harsh.
original. I'm dying.
I'm excited for it.
Here,
Yes.
click on the link I just sent you guys. It's the actual full image of the map of Extinction.
I have not seen that yet. We're podcasting, but I'm gonna look.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert for me. Tap to load preview.
It's an interesting design because it's not your normal design of a map, especially Ark related, but it has biomes. It has the lower cavern like apparition had. It's different.
It looks like 4 biomes with some center hub in the middle. I think
that center hub that's like shaped of a stretched out diamond. I think that's like the lower cavern.
Prolapsed.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it drops down into there like a tear.
As you see how it looks like it lowers again up to the top left in like that mountain valley area. Like
Yeah.
that could be like a volcano maybe.
But that
Not
center
a
almost
volcano, but like
that center looks like a tear in the earth almost.
Like
tear.
a gigantic spear stabbed the earth.
Yes. But this one, Extinction, I believe is actually supposed to take place on Earth. none of these, like the island, are never said they're held on Earth. And go ahead, Highball.
I heard there's a rumor that in Extinction, you'll come to find out that the life that was on the planet before the dinosaurs existed, it all relates back to Metal Gear Solid.
Nah, let me take my time, Brad.
God. Moving on. So, gentlemen,
Yes.
what are we playing? We will go clockwise. Start with you, Spike, because this is going to roll into the first question. So, go ahead.
Nothing new this week for me. I didn't really get a chance to dive into some of my ones I've been putting off. I basically played Rocket League, Fallout Shelter, and Blackout.
Blackout.
But I think this particular segment does not have to just be what we've been playing, but
What
in
are you
general,
doing?
what have we been consuming, like as people? And I gotta say, last night I watched a movie. It was four letters. S-O-L. Oh.
No. Here's my question. Did it make your eyeballs bleed?
So.
Wait, you're talking about that 1995 Mario Van Peebles movie? I love that movie!
No, I'm talking about.
He got a ball there!
No. So, here's the thing. Pop it in. I'm all like pessimistic and shit, right? I'm like, alright, I'm gonna start watching this. I'm watching it, and I'm fucking smiling. And I'm like,
oh!
I'm like, God damn it, am I enjoying this?
It's not bad.
No, oh my God, like, somebody call the presses!
I couldn't believe it. I was actually like, man, this is pretty good. I was so fucking surprised.
Wait, so can we disclose that you went into that thinking it was going to be fucking terrible?
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't even want to like. So here's how much I didn't want to support the movie. I didn't go see it in the theater. I didn't buy it. I didn't rent it. I waited until I could get it out of the library for free, just so that nobody would get any money from it. But now after watching Jesus. Breathe.
Hey, I would have done the same thing.
But after watching it, I was like, man, this is really good. I was surprised. Like, the character who did Han, I actually thought he did a decent job. The dude that did...
He's not a real person?
Yeah, okay, so then the guy who did Lando actually did a good job, and like the story was fun and entertaining. I mean, sure, it wasn't like exact Star Wars because, you know, it didn't have lightsabers and all that junk, but that's fine. Like, it kind of gave me a Rogue One type feel to it, where the story wasn't super important, but it was still like they were connecting a lot of things. Like, and see, here's the thing: if you're like a super hardcore Star Wars fanatic and you already know how Han and Chewbacca met and you don't want to fucking see this new shit, and then yeah, you would have hated it. But I went in kind of not caring about that too much anymore, because Star Wars has already thrown out the extended universe, and they've already, like, I stopped caring about canonical shit now, so I was more on the level of just entertainment. And yeah, it was a good movie, and I liked it. I thought it was. I came away from it going like, God damn it! I actually.
Are you excited for a Solo 2?
No, I don't want any of that. But
that ain't happening.
So,
Yeah.
So in the Disney era Star Wars, where would you rank it?
So the biggest complaint I had from it was that it was super obvious SJW crap. I'm like, God, beat me over the head with it, why don't you? But other than that, I mean that's just Disney and Kathleen Kennedy now, and that's their whole thing. But like, Other than that, it was good. I put it up there like right under Rogue One. I really liked Rogue One. So, you know what? I liked it better than whatever that last fucking movie was. The Jedi, Last Jedi, or whatever. I liked it better than that. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. Highball, what have you been watching / playing?
Yeah, for me, I've just been playing Black Ops 4 with you boys. No multiplayer the past week, because fuck that. Playing Blackout, got my 4th and 5th solo win.
Oh, professional.
Been playing zombies. We almost have, like, 3 of us have almost completed Void of Despair Easter egg like 2 times now, and just still can't get all the way to the end. Besides
We
that,
got close.
been playing my Happy Glass app on my phone every day when I'm in the middle of doing nothing, keeping that glass happy.
Happy Glass.
That, what I've been watching, I actually watched the whole the extra short season of this season of House of Cards the other day. I watched the 8 episodes, and that was pretty good. Didn't like how they ended it because this is supposedly the last season, and it ended like, huh? And you know all that stuff with Mr. Spacey last year, and he was outed from the show because of all that controversy and stuff. Where
Yeah, so they had to like retcon him out, right? Did they kill the character off, or how did they get rid of him?
Spoiler alert, I'm sure nobody that's listening watches the show, but then again, maybe they do. Yeah, they kill off his character, Frank Underwood, so they open it up and it's like Frank died like 3 weeks ago, that kind of stuff. And they managed to write it to where it made sense, and...
Was he murdered?
Turns out he was murdered. But it's just, the main effect that I believe this season suffered was just the truth. That Kevin Spacey was a fantastic actor, and he brought a major caliber to that show, so without him, the show just didn't feel the same. It felt okay. It seemed like they really did try, and to me personally, I felt like I could see where, oh, this is why this season's 8 episodes long, because with Kevin Spacey, it would have been 13 episodes long, but without him, not 13 episodes. And so, it was an okay season. I didn't like how they ended it, but it was okay overall. Then I'm actually in the middle of watching, because of so many friends of mine that had recommended me to watch it because of how good it sounds, I'm in the middle of watching The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. And it's not bad. Sort of in the words that you put with how you described watching Solo, I expected it to be really dumb and boring, but I'm actually 5 episodes in, I'm going, wow, this is kind of neat. And they're actually ballsy about what they do on the show. Like, if nobody knows Sabrina, Sabrina the Teenage Witch back in the 90s when it was a TV show, it was a sitcom television show for families and stuff, and it was about a character with witchcraft and magical powers and stuff. But the original Sabrina story was actually a dark story back in comics back in the day. And it's actually very graphic and not for children. And Netflix, wow. That guy, really, dude, you're rude. But like
that guy spawned in, sat down, and died.
So then, like, the way they do it on Netflix is known for being really big risk takers and getting away with murder and shit. And they actually do. Like, they do some shit on the show that's like, without spoiling anything, it's gritty, it's raw, it's bloody, and I like it. And so far, so good. I have noticed there are a few divots that just like, okay, can we get back to the main real good part of the show, like the meat of the show? But it's easy to get through. But that's what I'm watching.
Did you see that headline that the National Satanic Organization is suing the people making that show?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And the fact, like, I don't condone Satanism. I don't condone people serving evil God. But if they aren't happy because of how their religion is being, depicted, it's just as fair an argument as Christians and the Catholic Church being upset with how people depict that kind of stuff. But either way, like their argument.
That's not the base of the lawsuit. The base of the lawsuit is they're using their exact symbols, like their copyrighted symbols.
Yeah, the statue itself of the actual depiction
Yeah.
of Satan, and you see it a lot in the show. It's like a centerpiece in one of their sets that you see multiple times, and it's like, wow, there's no avoiding the fact that they are using the exact image of their statue, like it's
Yeah.
right there in broad daylight. But like, if that were to end the show, I don't see why it would end the show, because
Yeah, it'll probably get thrown out. I assume.
Yeah, like part of their argument too is like they would like that Satan is taken out of the story, and that's a major part of the story.
Yeah.
And so if they do, then it's got to be something better, something just as good to fill its place. But from what I've seen so far in just 5 episodes, if they pull Satan out for next season, it's not going to be a good show, because that honestly, just like how Kevin Spacey makes House of Cards despite what he did, Satan makes Sabrina, and so without Satan, it's not going to be that entertaining. Sad but true.
Do they have a talking black cat?
He talks like I said, I'm 5 episodes in. The cat talks for like 10 seconds, and then all you hear are meows and cries and stuff. But it's conveyed as you would expect a cat or animal to talk to you, not with words. Like it is Salem. It is Salem, but I love how they portrayed Salem in this. The fact that he is a familiar, just like he was in the '90s television series, but just like in the comics, he's a familiar to a witch, to Sabrina, and he's an actual like goblin ghoul kind of thing. And so you see Salem for what he truly is, depicted in a demonic form, and he's just like hello, and then he turns into a cat, and then that's it. And he protects Sabrina. That's what familiars are supposed to do. And like this goes back in old historical lore of witchcraft and sorcery and shit. And so throughout the 5 episodes I watched, you see Salem, I think, twice jump in to save the day to where he whoops some ass. But it's not like a action-packed scene where you see the cat morph into a demon and then fight off the bad guy. It's just you see him tackle like an evil scarecrow off camera, and then you hear the fight, and then you look, and there's a cat just standing and torn up the scarecrow parts, and he just meow. Like, I love that. I think that's a great quality. But yeah,
Roots,
that's what
you
I've been
playing?
doing.
What have I been playing? Well, let me tell you. Played The Witcher
Playing,
3.
watching,
Besides with your Duke?
Played The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Just turned off my mic. I beat The Witcher 3, and let me tell you. Roots ranking. Copyright.
Roots ranking.
The Witcher 3. It is a game. It is a full game. No,
You said this already.
hear me out. Hear me out. Most games, when you buy them nowadays, you pay $60 and you get a shell of a game. You get a game that they purposely told the ending to go fuck itself, so you have to buy the DLC to figure out what happens next.
DLC.
Yeah, I don't want to pay another $30. $60 is enough. Hell, right now 60 is too much. I'm broke. But the game
Don't
has
Hebrews_games.
The game has a good story, a good conflict, a good resolution, and at the end, it's tied with a bow, and I didn't feel like I was asking more questions at the end. I felt like, holy shit, that's what's up. That's a good ending. So the downside is the combat's not the greatest, and it looks extremely intimidating to get into. When you look at the inventory and all the different systems using blade oils and potions and bombs and combat style. Yeah. First off, it's really intimidating when you first start. To fight monsters, you use a silver sword. To fight humans and animals, you use a steel sword or weapon. They have actually updated it nowadays to where when you start combat, you automatically have the right sword out. Before, you used to have to know which sword to switch to. So they've done some stuff to make it a little less intimidating. But what you have to do is, when you fight an animal or a beast or a monster for the first time, you don't have any information on it. after you beat it the first time, or if you find books on shelves or wherever, you can read the books, and you don't have to read through the whole book, but you just open it, and then you go to your bestiary, and it'll have stuff on that animal. It'll tell you weaknesses, strengths, and whatnot. So as you fight things further, you learn more of their weaknesses. So combat becomes more efficient as you level up. In the game, you feel like, in the game, you really feel like you get stronger. By the end of the game, I was giving everybody the finger, and I was kicking ass and taking names. At the beginning, I was struggling just to beat a Drowner, which is like a base level monster. So the game's progression's good, but it looks intimidating. Now, with that being said, I think no game is perfect. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I think this game is truly a 10 out of 10 must play.
Oh, Roots ranking. 10
Roots
out
ranking.
of 10.
Damn. When did
Yes.
Witcher 3 come out?
It came out 2 years ago, maybe.
Was it Game of the Year that year? I don't think so.
I think it was.
Really?
I truly think if you can find this for 20 or 30 bucks and you don't buy it, you are depriving yourself of a excellent experience, especially if you like stories and exploring. Because let me tell you, Novigrad and Skellig and all, it's just, it is huge, and you're not stuck to just land. You can take a little boat out, and you could be going 150 meters into the sea, and all of a sudden you'll get a little sign that there's a wreckage underneath you, and you can go down to the wreckage and you could find valuable items, armor and stuff like that you could get smith like plans. So the game really, really rewards you for exploration, and the story is just to not know the story coming into it is okay, because they fill you in a little bit along the way. And I really think that it's a game that you could pick up and play without playing previous titles.
Okay.
On top of that, I've obviously been playing Blackout and Zombies with you guys. They took out the 9-bang.
Wait. Hold on. To go back to your Witcher topic, though.
Yes, sir.
Would you say with the Netflix series coming out, would you want them to do the story based on Witcher 3?
No, because the game filled everything in. There's nothing I need to know further.
Right.
It is a complete, like I said, The Witcher 3 is a complete experience. Yes, there is DLC for it. The DLC, I think you could buy with the game for like $30 now, something like that.
Because I heard recently that the Netflix series is going to base itself a lot on this game.
No. It is supposed to be a much younger Geralt, not based on the time of this game.
What a dumb name.
Geralt of Rivia, because he's from Rivia.
Or in other words, Henry Cavill.
My thoughts on that, I think he looks fucking awful as The Witcher. Like, truly and utterly awful. His butt chin is not a good fit for Geralt. Geralt does not have a fucking butt chin. There goes. That is another. Unfortunately, the Witcher series is another showcase of an SJW agenda. I am for diversity, but the story was written many years ago. It has a lore, and I don't, for the sake of inclusion, think you should have to include people. Funny enough, though, I am actually more annoyed by the Henry Cavill casting, because his face does not look like that of the Witcher's. He would actually be I can't remember the name of. I say The Witcher like Geralt's the only Witcher. Let me rephrase that. He does not look like Geralt. He does have a good face of one of the Witchers in the story of The Witcher 3, which I think he could be a good role for, but not Looks wise, I didn't like the look of his Geralt, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll still watch it though, just based on how good the damn game is. I'll at least give it a try. I mean, yeah, he might look like a shit Geralt, but maybe the acting's really good. Maybe the story's really good. Because from The Witcher 2 and The Witcher 3, I think the storytelling that CD Projekt does is fucking just top tier, Naughty Dog level, Sony Santa Monica level type shit they got going. So yeah, The Witcher 3. If you can, guys, I highly recommend it. And if you don't like it after playing it for a couple hours, I apologize. It has an intimidating look, but once you start playing it, it becomes real easy. Playing zombies, playing Blackout with you guys. Like you said earlier, twice we almost beat Voyage. What else? Tried Bulletstorm. Fucking terrible. Terrible feeling of the controls. Story is really, really ridiculously stupid. It's actually worse than a Gears of War story. Gears of War is ridiculous, but it's funny ridiculous and fun ridiculous. And Gears of War's controls don't completely suck. Bulletstorm's is shit, but it looks like a budget Gears of War basically. What else? And RuneScape. Been playing.
Here we go.
Yes.
We go.
I've been playing RuneScape. As I've told you guys, I've played since it started in 2001, back when it looked like the most pixelated trash on earth. They've gone through a couple iterations, and now they're on 3, which actually the RS3 looks really, really good. Really good. Even though it looks good, that's not what I'm playing. I am playing the mobile app called Old School RuneScape. So what Old School RuneScape is, it's basically the RuneScape 2 version of the game. They rolled it back for players that didn't want all the microtransactions and their evolution of combat training, which turned fighting into World of Warcraft style stuff. But I've been playing that, which leads me to the first topic of the night. I wanted to talk to you guys about this. Up until RuneScape came out on the mobile phone, I didn't like mobile games. There wasn't really too many that worked. One that I think worked really well was Angry Birds. It was a simple tap, touch, pull game. I thought it worked well. But for the majority, I think 99.9% of mobile games, the controls don't work. The controls don't work when they put a little joystick on the screen and you're trying to keep your finger on the joystick and move a character, but then you move your finger off the joystick and the character stops moving. It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to try and look down at buttons because you can't feel where the button is before you hit it. Mobile phone games just suck. In the case of RuneScape, it is touch to move, it's touch to fight, it's touch to use your skill like mine or fish. So I think it works really well. So I wanted to know, Highball, as you've stated, you play some mobile games. Spike, I've never heard you tell me that you play a mobile game. So what is your guys' opinions on mobile games in general, from anything from microtransactions to how they feel? Is there any game that you thought fit really well on mobile? I'll start with you, Highball, since you have experience with it.
Okay, so I am one of those, I don't know what you call them, but one of those bird heads. I don't know if that's what they're known as, but I've been playing Angry Birds since I'm not taking pride in it, I'm just stating a fact. I've been playing Angry Birds for
He's a bird head.
almost 10 years now, since 2009. And, like, it's not like there's anything to show for it. It's not like I played for a decade and, hey, guys, look at my trophy, look at my medals, I prestige 20 times. No, it's the relaxation. It's the comfort of a game that I can play without it being intimidating, without it feeling strenuous. The one thing I love about Angry Birds is the physics engine, and just the fact that you can do what you do in the game and things flow properly. So like you're in a game of Angry Birds and you gotta shoot your birds towards this fucking structure of sticks and stones with pigs everywhere, and if you just hit something just the slightest bump to a certain specific angle, then it will move in that direction as it would in reality. And so like picture a deck of a house of cards. Haha, no drawback on the no referencing from what I said earlier. But a house of cards, and if you hit one, it topples over. In any game, you could see that done, and it falls over the same way every time, no matter where you hit it from. But in Angry Birds, you do it, and it could topple any way at once based on where you push it from. Angry Birds for years, like I said, for almost a decade, it's always appeased me that way. Like it's relaxing. Like I don't play it as much as I used to, but I still go back to it like once or twice a week now. But I used to play that shit every day on my phone, on my tablet. I tried playing it through Facebook's emulator on my laptop. Horrible game to do with the mouse, in my opinion. I like the touch mechanic. I like using the fingers. Tablet's the way to go. Phone works. That's where it started, but the tablet is the best way to go. But Angry Birds has just always been there for me. It's never failed. It's got me through some time I want to pass and waste without really getting into anything. Other mobile games I played a shit ton. I've played so many, like puzzle games, Candy Crush. Candy Crush is an okay game, but once you play it for so long, it gets very monotonous and repetitive. Angry Birds could feel the same way, but at least they changed their aesthetic. You know, they have events, they have holidays, they have seasonal changes in the game. We're like, hey, we're doing Halloween-themed stuff this season. So then here's all these Halloween structures and things. But like other mobile games, like I don't know if anybody knows about damn, I can't remember the name now. But it's a series of mobile games called Trap House or something like that, and it's like the game Myst back on PC back in the 90s. And it's just you're in a house, you're in a room, and you got to figure your way out. You got to find a key, you got to find clues, and da da da. And they made like 7 of those in like 6-7 years, and I played all of them. Those are great games just to pass time, and it's actually it makes your brain work too with the mini puzzles it has inside. But I'd say just above all, I played Fallout Shelter on mobile at first years ago. As the three of us have discussed about Fallout Shelter in the past, I started on mobile. I really liked it, played it for like 5 months, and then I got sick of it because just like Candy Crush, it gets monotonous without any progression after a certain point. And so then eventually I let it go, and then I learned that it was on PlayStation, and I was like, what? And I got into it, and I got playing it again. And now here you guys are playing it, and you're enjoying it, and it's a passerby game. It's a nice game to just touch on once or twice a day. That's all it is. But, yeah, mobile games are good. Microtransaction aspects of mobile games, they're there. What can I say? It's your choice. You want to spend real money? Go ahead and spend real money. None of the mobile games I play have affected my gameplay as if I need to spend money in order to progress. It's just there to assert its like own little intent on different ways that you can play the game. But it doesn't hold you back in any way. But yeah, that's it.
Spike, any experience with the mobile genre?
Well, let's see. On my phone, the only games I've ever really had were Hearthstone and Fallout Shelter, and those games were cool. Like they were really well produced. So I think the mobile industry has a problem with quality and oversaturation of just shit games because it's so easy to release a game on that platform. The ones that I played were AAA, you know, and I liked them. They were great. They kind of, you know, when you're out and about, you can play them. The only problem is those games that I played, you had to be hooked up to the internet, and I was always scared about using too much of my data, so I wouldn't play it too much when I was like outside of my house or work or something. So, like that to me, that kind of defeated the point, you know, of being able to play anywhere with it. I deleted them. I mean, I don't really have any games on my phone anymore. But then again, I don't even have like social media on my phone. Kind of at the point where I don't want to be on my phone at all if I don't have to be. I mean, call me old or whatever, but I don't want to be like those millennials that are like always on their phone any second, like they get a free time. I'd rather like think or do something. But yeah, that's just me. I think it's cool if a game comes on mobile that you're a really big fan of. It gives you the chance to play it. Like, for instance, the Switch. People love taking the Switch outside with them. This gives people, I guess, a chance to do that. So, I don't hate people for it. It's just not my thing.
You hate them. You hate all of them. You despise them.
No.
Well, I kind of feel you on that because I didn't want to be that way. But my biggest problem was always I didn't think games fit good on it. And like you said, I think it is a quality control issue. Hold on one second. Hey, Skyman, I see you in the chat there. How's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good day, man. Good to see you back.
Skyman!
Always good to see Skyman in our podcasts.
What's up, Mr. Skyman?
So, yeah, I thought there was a big quality control issue as well. Like when you go to the to the game store on your phone, it's just full of just the worst. Just like, first off, half the games you click are going to install something on your phone you don't want and they're not disclosing up front about. Second off,
you're gonna free. It's free for a reason.
Almost. I agree with that 99%. But with that being said, Fallout Shelter worked pretty good on the phone, and so did Hearthstone. Those are probably the two other games I would put up at the top with RuneScape. Now, I've tried the little MMO phone games. The reason why Lineage 2 works is because you literally push a button and it will run from a quest giver to the quest area, fight for you, and run back. Literally, the only thing you're doing is clicking OK. That is awful. Where's the gameplay? I've also tried other games where they put the control stick on the phone and your moves are on the bottom right. And it's just terrible because there's no... It's the problem people have with touch screens in cars. You don't want to look at a screen when you're driving. Well, when I'm playing a game, I want to look at the action on the screen, not at the sticks, because there's no feel. And when you're trying to keep your finger in a little circle and you're trying to move your finger around, it doesn't work good, especially for people like myself with bigger fingers. The reason why RuneScape works is you don't use a stick to walk. You don't use WSAD on a keyboard. You click. So in RuneScape, you literally look at the map and you click and they walk. And obviously you can't click, a town 10,000 feet away. You have to physically click your guy to walk there. You have a small mini-map in the top that helps you a little bit, but it's not like Lineage where you just hit OK and it does everything. So you're engaged a little bit, and the combat is it's simple enough to where it's doable on your phone. Now, they have the RuneScape 3 version, which is not out yet. It's coming out, they said, this winter, supposedly. Now that's gonna have
Christmas present.
Well, that's gonna have the what's called the evolution of combat, which is use a stylus. I was thinking about that, but RuneScape works pretty good without it. RuneScape works pretty good with my fingers. But that's a good idea for RuneScape 3, which is gonna be like your traditional MMO that has all the buttons on the bottom, all your hotkeys and stuff. My problem with that is I don't know how many people are going to go out of their way to buy a stylus for the game. So I think that might be where the game falters a little bit. I'm going to try it, though. My other problem
And
is...
there are some people out in the world that are going to expect a stylus to come in the mail once they get it.
No, RuneScape's free to play, but there is a members version, which literally makes the game world 100. Well, I wouldn't say 100. I'd say it makes the game world almost 10 times as big. Opens up hundreds of more quests and stuff. The free version you could play for years and not complete everything, but the members version just opens up a lot more. Opens up new skills, everything. So, with that being said, the old school version, which is out now, is extremely phone friendly. It's extremely finger friendly. It's definitely, if you're looking for something to play on the mobile phone, it's nice. No microtransactions on it. But my feeling microtransactions is, if a game is free, I understand you have to make money. But in my head, you can't do microtransactions if it's competitive, because that's when it becomes pay to win. I'm okay with you charging for cosmetics. If it's a single player game, maybe charge for, I don't know, have half of the game free and then you pay to open up the rest. But as far as microtransactions go, I don't like when they do it. When it's pay for experience points boosters, and I don't like the competitive advantage stuff. But this is one of 3 games on the phone that I think is worth playing. No, make that 4. 4. Because Angry Birds was pretty good as well. So Angry Birds, Fallout Shelter, Hearthstone, and now RuneScape. The difference with RuneScape is it's not a mini game. It's way much more of a real game. I believe it took them a couple years of development to get this on the phone. I think it was in beta for about a year. It was in a functional beta for a year with player feedback before they actually did the full release. And RS3 is actually still in beta. And I think they said they're trying to release it in December.
Okay.
So, again, this I think is...
download it so you can play with Roots.
Yes, play with Roots. My current name on...
What's your game ID?
It is Deep Roots. 3 E's. But again, though...
Wait, I gotta give it a Roots ranking.
Roots ranking? Do you want a real Roots? Honestly, I'd give it a... I'd give the free version a 7 out of 10, and the members version, just because it has so much more, I would give an easily 8 out of 10. Now,
damn.
The reason why, I'll just be quick about this, the game doesn't hold your hand. After you pass the tutorial island, they drop you into Lumbridge, the noob center town, and you do whatever you want. There's restrictions to quests and stuff because you have to be able to survive certain areas, but you can go where you want. You could do whatever skill you want. Do you want to go fish? Go fish. Do you want to go mine? Go mine. Do you want to go kill things? Go kill things. It doesn't hold your hand. And I think it is the first mobile game to be a full-fledged game. To me, Hearthstone, Shelter, Angry Birds, those are mini games. Those are games you'd probably play for 5-10 minutes. RuneScape, if you're not careful, 3-4 hours later, you realize that you've been playing for that long. Because it's a full-fledged game. And right. I think the quests, the first couple beginners quests are kind of corny, but I think the quests are really engaging story-wise. And if you like British humor, you might actually laugh a couple times. Like what was it? I played one quest, and what did the guy hint at? Oh, the guy hinted at something, and I was laughing so hard. So good game if you want to play something on mobile. But to be honest with you, I expect most people to be scared of it because it's huge, it's big. Yeah. But yeah, I think mobile's okay. I think mobile will get bigger. But I think, like Spike said, quality. It'll get bigger with quality.
You can play with other people on it, right?
I believe that Blizzard went on record saying that every one of their IPs will come to mobile now, right?
Yep, and I will be the first one to say that I am...
So Warcraft on mobile pretty soon.
Yeah, that's depressing. My problem again, I saw the Diablo Immortal game. It does the stick on the phone. Have you guys ever tried it? It's awful.
I have tried a game like that, yeah, like a racing game, and yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, I tried Grand Theft Auto 3 had a mobile release. I tried that. I tried a racing game. I tried one of those freaking knockoff World of Warcraft games on there. Just moving around with the stick is awful. And I don't think most people are going to spend $50 or $100 on a control to plug into their phone. That ruins the point of playing a game portably on your phone.
Right. Very true. Well, I don't know. I mean, mobile games done right, mobile games done wrong. The biggest thing, in my opinion, when they're done wrong is microtransactions. Money.
Get your hands out my pockets.
That's what ruins it, man. So if the game has overtly invasive microtransactions, that is what trashes any mobile game.
Oh, especially when they like cover the whole screen up with it and, hey, guy, you haven't bought anything yet. You haven't bought anything in the past 2 minutes. Want to buy something? Look, it's a good deal. You used to be able to get 1,000 gems for $40, but now you can get 1,000 gems for $5. What a deal! But that's but that's always the fucking deal, because that's always what you're flashing on my screen. So it's not a deal. That's the normal price.
Yeah.
Man, I hate microtransactions.
Oh God. Oh, let me put the position drums.
Highball!
What are you bringing to the table, Highball? What's your topic?
What I'm bringing to the table is something that happened 2 weeks ago that Spike just whipped out on us with a big old surprise and no preparation. It's trivia time!
Oh, alright.
Tonight's trivia category is gonna be Xbox trivia!
Whoa! I'm excited.
I hate Xbox. Like Xbox Now or Xbox 360?
And future.
Dude, why did you pick Xbox? Alright, fine. Let's see it.
Because this comes out of the blue, so that way you guys won't be prepared.
Oh, just before you go, just a little reminder, anybody. If you like the podcast tonight, give us a follow at deeproots_games. We're going to be playing some games tonight, and I play games on a fairly regular basis for your viewing pleasure. Go ahead, Highball. Sorry, I had to get into advertisements.
All right, the way this trivia game is going to work, it's going to be Deep Roots versus Spike Jetpad. The winner with the most correct answers wins the game.
In the chat, don't feel ashamed.
And chat is included too. I was about to say, if anybody can out-answer Roots and Spike, then you win, and you get to go to bed tonight knowing you beat two complete strangers online.
The chat's on like a 20-second delay, so if we don't get it...
We'll send you customized Deep Roots_games merchandise when it comes out.
And I do implore, here are the rules.
which will be never.
You answer correctly, you get correctly. You answer wrong, you get it wrong. Please, I implore, no cheating. If you cheat, you will die.
Oh, good. Wait, I'll die? Jesus.
Alright, so
Hold on, let me
question
get my
one.
iPad ready.
As I stated at the beginning, this is all Xbox trivia from the very first to the very current.
Not a huge Xbox fan.
Hey,
But
Spike,
we've
just so
all
you know,
played
your mic
Xbox,
is muffled.
So you know your stuff of the Xbox. So on the very first Xbox One S, which character is etched into the side of the Xbox One S? Multiple choice.
Ding, 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 ding. Master Chief.
All right, Master Chief, is he right? Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You are correct.
Oh.
You get 5 Duple points. What
Son
are
of
those?
a
I've
bitch.
got no freaking clue. Moving on to question 2. What is the name of the short-lived online game show on Xbox 360?
Oh,
One
I
versus
remember you
100.
played. Nice. Yep, you got it.
Roots called it out without improperly using the buzzer, but I'm gonna give it to him because why not? Ding ding ding.
Do I get 5
1 versus
Duple
100.
Woople points?
You get 5 Duple points because you got the question right. Why? I don't know. All right, we all remember 1 versus 100. That was a dope game that we played for
Hell
quite a
yeah.
while.
I don't know why they don't have that on, like, current gen consoles. That shit was
That was
amazing.
fun. You played against everybody else.
What's
in the
this?
world like it was the actual game. He's
Another
back!
person.
The dead it! No, it's a new guy! Oh no!
Ah, get out of here! Get out of here! Kill him!
I've tried looking up console commands.
Alright,
Hold on.
without any more deviating.
Stranger
Question
in our
3,
house.
right now it is a tie. An amazing, impressive 1 versus 1 tie. Question 3, which of the following games launched on the original Xbox? You have 4 choices of an answer. Which of these games launched on the original Xbox?
Alright,
Gears of
ready.
War, Call of Duty, SSX Tricky, Oddworld Munch's Odyssey.
Oddworld.
And without Roots chiming in with any answer, which gives him no chance to win at all, Spike is correct!
Oh,
Ding,
I'm
ding,
best,
ding,
I'm the
ding.
best.
So
I'm
that
the
gives
best.
Spike 5 Duple Ruble points. He is at 10
Yeah.
Duple Rubles. Why?
Suck it,
I
bitches.
don't know.
Suck
Question
it.
4. You better catch up, Roots. Spike's in the lead by 1 point. That's a steep,
Oh, yeah.
steep takeoff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which of the following franchises is an Xbox exclusive? Call of Duty, Mass Effect, Gears of War,
Gears of War.
Uncharted.
No.
Gears of War.
Next.
Ding, ding,
No.
ding! Roots is right! Gears of
I thought
War
you-
was
I thought
specifically
you-
exclusive for the Xbox
I thought you said Mass Effect.
franchise.
No.
Mass Effect is
Why would I
also
say
on
that?
PlayStation. Mmm.
Crap.
So, ding, ding, ding! It's a tying game again! Way to go, you Duple Ruble lovers! You keep answering questions like these, you'll
Hey,
have a
wait,
bunch
don't.
of Duple
Hey,
Rubles.
hey, don't mess with him. Watch this.
Okay.
I really don't appreciate you, stranger, for interrupting my trivia game.
Hold on.
Alright. Moving on.
Stranger in the mist.
Don't step in front of him.
This is so weird.
Didn't work.
This is a
Broke game.
broke game broken. Next
The
wild
admin
card.
has no control over his domain. Alright, shall we continue? Question 4. Or 5, actually. This is how distracted I've become because of this random stranger interfering in our podcast this evening. I apologize for all those watching at home. We did not plan on this. This is what you would call a technical difficulty at the moment. Skyman,
Right,
thank you for tuning in. Continuing on. Question 5 of the Xbox Trivia. Xbox
How many
multiplayer.
questions are there?
There are. I don't know. Because that's the point of this game.
Okay.
Xbox's multiplayer service has which name? Xbox Gold, Xbox Live,
Live.
Xbox Connect.
Live. Ding ding ding.
Spike Jet Fayette says Xbox Live. Is he correct? Yes, he is correct. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh yeah. Oh
And that gives you 5 more Double Ruble points. You are taking the
Sweet.
lead with a 2%, with a 2-point lead now.
Of course
Or
I
not
am.
2-point lead, but with 10 points because 2 5s make 10. I don't know math. All right, Brutes, you better catch up. Spike's gonna win at this rate. And if you don't partake in the rest of the
win.
questions, that's really fucked up on your part.
I'm gonna win.
What is the name of Xbox's camera peripheral?
iToy.
No. It was called the.
Oh, shit.
Ding, 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 ding.
I was thinking
Spike Jet
PS4,
Fayette, whoop your
fuck.
ass again, Deep Roots. Shut your goddamn mouth. You did not answer that question in time. He got it right. 5
Oh,
more
yeah.
Double Ruble points to you, Spike.
Oh yeah.
Question
Double
6. What was
Yeah.
the title of Xbox's multiplayer party game?
Oh, that was the one from last time. What was that shit called?
I was just going to say, I did bring it up on last week's edition
What
of
was the question?
Name This Podcast. What was the title of Xbox's multiplayer party game?
Oh, shit. Oh.
By the way, there is no time limit.
Wasn't
you
it
can go
that-
until midnight.
Wasn't that Doritos game or something? Xbox
No.
party game.
Oh, remember that one that was like a time challenge one? That was kind of cool. Your avatar.
None of
use
your guesses are anywhere close to the correct answer.
No, but you remember that one, right? The avatar where you could run a time trial.
Yes, we played that. It was very
I
much
know.
fun. It was called Doritos Crash Course.
Yeah, Doritos Crash Course. Yeah.
It was like Ninja Warrior on crack.
Yeah. I don't know the name of the game, but once I hear it, I'm gonna know it.
All right. Well, this just proves to everyone watching at home that Spike Jet Fayette and Deep Roots have horrible memories since I brought this up on last week's episode of podcast. The answer is Fusion Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy. Yeah.
And since neither of
yeah.
you answered correctly, you get no Double Ruble points. Shame on you.
Oh. Sad
So,
face.
continuing on. Question number 7.
Jesus.
Which company was originally making Nintendo exclusives before making Xbox exclusives?
Rare.
This is not weighing in on what level this question is.
Rare. Rare is the company.
Is that
You-
your final answer?
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding. Deep Roots is correct. It was Rare, developer of
good
Donkey Kong
call.
64 and GoldenEye, as they moved
Good
to
call.
Xbox.
Good
Good
call,
job,
good call.
Deep Roots. You're coming back, but now you must gain a 3-question in a row correctly to take the lead. And there are only... Oh, there aren't enough questions left. Spike Jet Fayette win!
Wow.
Next question, next question. Marcus Phoenix is the main character of which series?
Gears of War. Gears of War. Gears of War. Gears of War.
Spike Jet took the lead once even
Yeah.
further now. Deep Roots, you are
Yeah.
failing horribly.
I'm winning at life.
Moving on to the next question. I forgot. I've lost all track of points. So really, right now, I don't know who's in the lead besides Spike just because he's gotten more right. But numbers don't matter. Life is what it is. Moving on. Next question. What is the name of the artificial intelligence in the Halo series?
Cortana. Ding ding ding
It
ding.
is not Alexa.
Cortana.
Spike Jet Fayette is correct with Cortana. Cortana is Master Chief's AI in Halo, for those that did not know that.
Yay, I'm a winner.
And without any jokes involved this time around, that was the very last question. Congratulations, Spike Jeffy, you won tonight's edition of Xbox Trivia. Deep Roots, please play again. You might win next time, but who cares?
Well, I gotta say, that was fun. Thank you for taking me on this journey. I want to thank God. I want to thank, my family. I want to thank all the Xbox amazingness.
I'm sorry, but time's up. We have to move on to the next category now. I'm late. I have to go home and snort some coke and murder my wife. See y'all next time.
Wow.
Alright, let's see. Next topic. Moving on to me. So, guys, I want you to sit in your chairs. Roots, please sit down in the chair here. I'm going to need you to do that for my bit. So, get in your chair there. Get in your chair, please. Thank you, sir. Now, I want you all to reach underneath your chair and pull out the tin hat that I put underneath there.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Roots is unhappy with the last category, now he's gonna be more happy with this category. Oh no.
Everybody get your aluminum foil hats, put them on, because guess what? We are gonna do some conspiracy theorying. So, Death Stranding is gonna come out soon, and my theory is that Death Stranding is somehow related to Metal Gear Solid. Dun dun dun! So, Kojima, in all his amazing creative geniusness, it's fooling us all into thinking that this is not related to Metal Gear in some capacity. That's my theory here. I've gone online, I've watched the videos, it all makes sense. The numbers, Mason. The numbers. I think it would be really cool if they were able to put that in, and even if it's not like, let's say the game comes in the stores, it doesn't say Metal Gear Solid / Death Stranding. Even if it's more an Easter egg type thing, or like something, like we have to search to find. But if there is some sort of correlation, I'll even be happy with that. Because a lot of the things in PT and relate to Death Stranding and relate to Metal Gear, and I just think that would be really cool if he could manage to pull it off. Obviously he couldn't, because of Konami, if it is the way it is right now, then he can't legally do it, but if he makes the illusion, not, but where we can kind of piece it together. Yeah, it's I know it's crazy, but it just seems like something fun. And Kojima is like, everything he does is crazy. Like that stuff seems to not make sense when Kojima's doing it, but then later on you learn like, oh wow, like the thing he just did relates to 3 games back, and you didn't even really piece it together until you actually did the math or something, and oh wow, he was actually had it all in his mind from the start, and so just everything that's in PT, just it's so cryptic. But then again, it why would you get so specific in a teaser trailer if it didn't have meaning? What would be the point, right? You waste all that time and energy in a teaser trailer for a game that wasn't even being made yet. It says right on the thing that PT has nothing to do with any main game. So I think that PT is going to act as some sort of a component or a resource to Death Stranding. So anybody who has PT on their console when Death Stranding comes out, I think they'll get added something, some sort of Easter egg will unlock or something, because of like especially if you have PT and somehow the game knows if you've beaten it, because when you beat PT you trigger a cutscene at the end. So I'm assuming your console and your saved game data would have that as like saved information. So if you have PT and you've beaten PT, then you install Death Stranding and boom, something happens and it unlocks something special and you're able to do something. Like they've talked about Death Stranding having some social media type aspects to it. So what if there's like different levels of the characters, not levels, but different like tiers of the characters you can be, and maybe people with PT unlocked ending, they get some sort of extra information, and they get like some sort of special tier or something, and like they're revered as like the gods of that game or something. I don't know. But it's something that I know is ridiculous, and I feel like, you know, I'm not 100% serious when people are talking about it, or when I say like, oh yeah, it's totally, you know, it totally is connected, but it is fun to think about, and it is cool. Like if it was real and he pulled it off, it would be super memorable. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like, you know, leprechauns don't exist, but like, you know, you still like would have fun looking for one if you were at the end of a rainbow.
Yeah, like it is just like that. The end of the rainbow is pot of gold, and like for all of our lives, children that believe that try to find the end of a rainbow to find that gold, and they never do. It would be cool if like Konami could do that, if it could be worked out and be done. Like I would love it if that would be like what we end up talking about a year from now. That it just happens to be the case that, hey guys, remember when Konami pulled off that major stunt of keeping Metal Gear Solid a secret? Like, I would love that. That'd be great.
Yeah. It would be unheard of. Like, that's insane. Like, oh my god, crazy. But yeah, I know everyone thinks it's nuts, and it is nuts, but it's kind of a fun nuts. But that was my stupid topic. I feel like I want to drop an ending thing to our podcast from now on. So, an outro, if you will. And I had suggested about this a while back. I think it'd be cool. So why don't we end the podcast on a Metacritic guesstimation on a game. So we throw a game out, we all guess at what the Metascore critic is, and then one of us looks it up to see who got closest. So, what game do you guys want to try to guess them? Anyone want to throw one out?
You're cutting out.
Throw a game out?
Yeah.
Oh man, so sad this guy died. I could name like 30 games, but I want to name a good one.
Diablo.
Tetris!
No. Something more legit, like something newer.
Oh, something
Diablo
new.
3.
Let's do, because for some reason Highball's always talking about it. Let's do Assassin's Creed 3. Alright, go ahead and put your wagers in. What do you think the Metacritic score of Assassin's Creed 3 is?
What is the scale?
75.
It's to 100. 0 to 100.
200?
75.
Metacritic. We're guessing what Metacritic score is.
Right.
Wait,
Yeah.
user or
Critic.
critic? Assassin's Creed 3? If it's critic, I'm going to go with 85.
85.
3. I'm trying to remember back how big of a boom that game was when it came out, because I had a
You're
lot.
always
of hype.
talking about it.
I know. I'll say 96.
Highball with 96. That's really fucking high.
You're cutting out.
That's really high.
96? All right. What's your guess, Spike?
I'm gonna go with 74.
All right.
I'm looking it up. Here we go. Assassin. Hey, you guys, when you spell assassin, it's 2 asses. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Ass.
Let's see. Assassin's Creed.
Wait, for PC 360 or PS3?
Oh wait, here we go.
Oh!
Creed 3.
Holy shit, Roots.
Stop talking to yourself. We're here.
Nope, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it.
I'm not looking at it, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you find it, Spike?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 on the 360 was a Metascore of 84. Ding, ding, ding,
Wow.
ding, ding, ding.
Good shit.
Roots.
Oh,
Only
the best
one
guesser! Is guessing a
Nice
profession?
job.
Cause somebody hire me. No, seriously, I need a job.
So we'll keep tally of this. Roots, you got 1. You're in the lead. But I think that'd be a fun way to end every podcast with a Metascore quiz trivial thing.
Yes. Oh man, these guys were giving it. Who gave it a 100?
Somebody who loved that damn game.
Oh, I don't. Metacritic. That's how you know not to trust Metacritic. Have you guys ever heard of the site Quarter to 3?
Nope.
And they gave it a 100. Well, that definitely padded the stats for that one.
Well, anybody who's watched on Twitch or on YouTube, I just want to say thank you to you guys. Don't forget, this is called Name This Podcast because we don't have a name yet. We'd love for you to suggest one. So in the YouTube, let's go ahead and type one in there, and we'll gladly take it in and maybe think about it. And, who knows? You might actually get to name this podcast.
Yes.
And you might not. You'll never know.
Please follow us at deeproots_games. We were going strong for a while there. And if you follow me on PlayStation, keep in mind you got to go to twitch.tv and follow me from there, because when you follow from the PlayStation app or your PlayStation 4, it follows my PlayStation account, not my Twitch. So I have about 20 or 30 followers that are not getting counted because of that. So please, if you're watching from your PlayStation, give me a follow on Twitch so we could get to affiliate. So all of us could get there and we can rise up the ranks and be at the top of the charts. That's what we're aiming for here at Deep Roots Games.
Click like and subscribe.
Oh, and one more thing, guys. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm all out.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.